And we are live here at the Gulf Coast Industry Forum, of course hosted by the Economic Alliance Houston Port Region. And I happen to be joined by Chad Carson, Vice President of Economic Development for the Economic Alliance Houston Port Region. Chad, thanks for hanging out. How are your Bills doing this year?
Excellent. On the way to the Super Bowl.
You say that every year, Chad, we get together. But hey, man, I'm an LSU fan, so that's how it happens.
Oh, Keon Coleman. Well, it's from Opelousson, not LSU.
Oh, that's right. From LSU, from Louisiana.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, played at Florida State.
Right.
Enough football talk. Chad, so we're here at the forum. You just participated in a panel on economic development. I'm just going to thank you for doing that, by the way. But Chad, let's just start off right there. Give us kind of just give us a projects overview. Where are we right now in the ship channel? I'll kind of leave it open-ended.
So I have a pipeline of 15 projects that total about $5 billion capital investment, potentially could create about 2,500 jobs. And they're kind of all in their different stages of evaluation, right? And it's all pretty much dominated by petrochemical. But where we're at, and specifically in petrochemical, it's a bit down, right? But I do see, within that pipeline, there are several that are, turnaround and maintenance to the tunes of several millions of dollars. So there's that. But then, with it being down, based kind of on, it comes down to, China flooding that market with the cheap resin, politics and tariff. The confidence just isn't there right now. And we've surveyed our members, right? We've talked to folks where the stuff isn't canceled, the sky isn't falling. It's just really kind of pulling back to that confidence comes back, and, we'll be ready to help with that investment when it comes back around.
What is it going to take for that confidence?
I think it's really right in that resin that's on the market right now. The margins are just profitable is really what it is. It's just flooded by
too much product
stuff. Yeah, cheap stuff is.
Well, let's talk about the future, Chad. What do you expect? 6, 12, 18. I know we don't have a crystal ball, but my job is to ask for it. So
I think some of the things that the state is doing to kind of fill the hole while the petro's down right now. I talked about the primacy permitting for the carbon capture, right? Eventually that's going to come to the state, and that's going to expedite the process and expedite investment rather than sitting kind of with the federal government and in the EPA taking years to do this stuff. We can harbor that investment ourselves. Second thing is, energy, more power on the grid. The state has a low interest loan that, one of the projects that I talked about is taking advantage of to the tune of about $200 million. They're retooling 3 different generation facilities across Houston to put, I think it was about 1.5 gigawatt by 2028 back onto the grid. So so it just comes down to the redundancy and the reliability that we don't get kind of in, the trouble we got in that, February storm several years ago, where it's really incentivizing that natural gas generated power that's dispatchable immediately.
And we have so much natural gas, we've got to go in this direction.
Right.
So, Chad, is that Project Moonshot? Is that accurate?
Yes.
Can't name the owner.
No, but it's about a $400 million investment for the one facility here. There's 2 more through Houston that are about $400 million investments also, and it's a total about 75 jobs.
Just like Moonshot 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. I'm naming it. There we go. So, well, Chad, you mentioned carbon capture. I want to go to that for a second. I mean, tell me a little more about that. Was that a specific project?
Yeah, it is. It's a little bit northeast. The geography is perfect for it because you got to go way down, right? It can't just kind of, do it anywhere in regards to putting stuff underground. So they've purchased, I believe they purchased at this point, or at least they're in talks to about 20,000 acres. They're mapping out their pipelines from the ship channel up there to take that carbon. They're working out kind of their offtake agreements and, really kind of waiting on this permitting piece to work itself through with the federal government and the state. Because, I mentioned that one because they did a real nice economic impact on it. And if we can get more of this, there's a loan over the next 20 to 30 years. It would be about 2,000 jobs and well over $1 billion of economic impact into the region. So,
Chad, we know you have a busy day. I want to say thank you, Chad Burke, and the whole team at the Economic Alliance Houston Port Region for putting on another wonderful conference. And thank you for letting Dick Magazine be part of it.
Yeah, you guys are a great partner. Can't do it without you.
Thank you, Chad.
See you, buddy.
Yeah.